Hey there guys, gals, and non-binary pals, Jim Potter here. Welcome to my channel where I talk about books and bookish things. I upload on Tuesdays and Thursdays at noon Central Time, and today I've got a doozy for you. So that is, we will be going over The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. Let's get into it. Okay, so let's start with the awards that this book was nominated for and won. Let's see. The Arthur C. Clarke Award nominee in 2016, the James Tiptree Jr. Award nominee for Long List, Premio Ignatus for Major Novella, the Women's Prize for Fiction nominee for Long List. It's been nominated for a lot of awards, this book has. So let's come in with the Goodreads blurb, and that is Wayfarers #1, The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. Follow a motley crew on an exciting journey through space and one adventurous young explorer who discovers the meaning of family in the far reaches of the universe in this light-hearted debut space opera from rising sci-fi star. Rosemary Harper doesn't expect much when she joins the crew of the aging Wayfarer. While the patched-up ship has seen better days, it offers her a bed, a chance to explore the far-off corners of the galaxy, and most importantly, some distance from her past. An introspective young woman who learned early to keep to herself, she's never met anyone remotely like the ship's diverse crew, including Syzyx, the exotic reptilian pilot, chatty engineers Kizzy and Jenks, who keep the ship running, and Ashby, their noble captain. Life aboard the Wayfarer is chaotic and crazy, exactly what Rosemary wants. It's about to get extremely dangerous when the crew is offered the job of a lifetime. Tunneling wormholes through space to a distant planet is definitely lucrative and will keep them comfortable for years. But risking her life wasn't part of the plan. In far reaches of deep space, the tiny Wayfarer crew will confront a host of unexpected mishaps and thrilling adventures that force them to depend on each other to survive. Rosemary's got to learn how to rely on an assortment of oddballs, an experience that teaches her about love and trust, and having a family isn't necessarily the worst thing in the universe. This book came out last year in 2014, or not last year. This book came out in 2014. It's 518 pages. It is long. It has an ensemble cast. The author, I could tell, put a lot of passion into this book. It's a debut novel from a rising star. It was the winner of the Hugo Award for Best Series. It relies on clunky world building with lots of info dumping. Most of the characters' alien species talk about themselves in info dumps. And I get it, some neurodivergent people will info dump on things, especially special interests, or once you've gotten to know somebody, like their personal stuff, but it's not like this, because this doesn't feel like an organic info dump from a person who would be classified as neurodivergent, even if they were an alien. This feels like the author needed a book or two before this book to cram in the details, or realize that we're not in her, or her editor reminded her that we're not in her head and we don't know the greetings for Syzyx's people. It's a lot of info dumping, and it feels really clunky. It feels awkward to read, because it's like, hi, I'm Rosemary. Hi, I'm the ship's captain. I do blah, 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 blah. I was like, okay, nobody talks like that, ever. There's a part in the book where they get boarded by pirates, and I just didn't care. Like, the cast feels too big for this, because we have a bonded pair that's the navigator, we have the reptilian pilot, we have the two techs, we have the captain, we have an algist who the ship runs on algae, which sounds fascinating, but it's never really explored. Which, that was the thing that intrigued me the most, is how does the ship run on algae? Sci-fi, you could just make something up. That this particular algae, I don't know, farts methane, and we use methane as a fuel, and we propel it. And then we have her, and she's basically the ship's accountant / quartermaster. And it just feels needlessly big. Oh, and there's also the ship's AI, for the AI for the ship. But the AI doesn't feel like a computer, it feels like a person, and that is a plot point. Except for the times when it feels like an AI. Like, it's very clear that it's an AI in some places, and in other places, it's just a hand-wringing woman. And I think what bothered me the most about this book is the lack of agency in our female presenting characters. That we have Rosemary. She is our neutral mass character. She is our way into this world. She's from Mars. She's never been to space before. She's never done any of these things. She's never met any of these aliens. And when they get boarded by pirates, it's just Deus Ex Machina'd away. Like, she's so dense and so inept, except for when she's the Deus Ex Machina and she's the thing that saves the crew. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, her Deus Ex Machina powers come and go. Like, she's like, oh, I can speak to this alien because I speak this rare dialect. Okay, cool. And, like, it's announced that one of the alien characters is at the end of their lifespan. Like, they're going to die soon of old age, essentially. And the crew reacts horrified and shocked and hurt. And it's not really expounded on how the character feels about having this part of their personal... Like, the character is described as being very standoffish and very self-confined. Both out of necessity, they have a very different immune system. They can only eat certain foods, they can only take in certain nutrients, they can't be around certain people. Rosemary had to get flash decontaminated, which is apparently very painful. And I could have stood to have more details on that, but we didn't. Instead, we put more details in things that didn't really matter and characters that I didn't care about. And yet the whole crew is just in love with this person. They're the best person ever. And I was like, okay, instead of telling me how much the crew loves them, why don't you show me? Why don't you show me what makes this character lovable instead of telling me, oh, he's such a sweetheart? How? You never see him. You never talk to him or them because it's a bonded pair alien. Like, it is all genders at once, I guess, which was an interesting concept, but it wasn't really fleshed out. And instead, we got more of the reptile. I'm like, okay, we've seen space lizards before. Like, Doctor Who has reptilian women, and Star Trek had reptilian women, and everybody's done reptile sapiens. Like, that's been done. I don't need telling me all of this for the reptile. And it's a feathered reptile, like a dinosaur, which is cool. But that part wasn't explored. It was more about the social greetings and the social involvement, and it... Part of the problem I had with the reptiles, the sociology of the reptile homeworld, was that it felt like it was very borrowed from Heinlein. Like, this book gives off major Firefly vibes. And not in a good way. Because it made me miss Firefly. It didn't make me say, oh, this is just as good as Firefly, I can't wait for the next book. No, the characters aren't as well defined, and they're not as interesting, and they're not as lovable. You don't root for them. And the plot isn't as well organized. It's very everywhere, all thrown all over the place for the plot. And the world building is clunky. Firefly just kind of drops you in and you pick it up as you go. This takes the time to world build, and then she's like, look, I did this world building. And it's like, it felt almost like the author wanted a pat on the head for her world building. Which, she's crafted a fascinating world. I just wish she would have let me explore it instead of telling me what it is. But yeah, there's a character who's announced that they're dying, and I just didn't care. I was like, okay. This book was so boring. I finished it while I was at work, because we had a slow day, and I read when I work on my work from home days. And it has tropes of found family, hidden identity, space pirates, aliens and humans commingling both socially and sexually, and it sounded so good. It sounded so good and so fascinating, and I wanted to explore this world. I wanted so badly to like this book. The bookseller at the store talked it up. He was like, hey, have you read this one? I was browsing the sci-fi section. I just picked up All Systems Red by Martha Wells, which is the Murderbot Diaries. And I was like, because a friend had recommended that one, and the bookseller saw that in my head, and he's like, you've got to read this one. This book, you have to get it. If you're gonna like Murderbot, and everybody loves the Murderbot Diaries, you're gonna love The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. I'm like, okay, I will get it. And I read the back, and I'm like, I am sold. It won a Hugo for best series. That means there's more of them. And he's like, yeah, it gives Firefly vibes. And like, the ship on the cover gives Firefly vibes. And I know the author doesn't necessarily have any say in what the cover looks like in a traditionally published book, but like, I wonder if the good reviews, because this book does have good reviews. It's got a 4.17 on Goodreads. It's got well over 4 stars. Are looking at it through Firefly nostalgia glasses, because or if I'm missing something, because I love sci-fi. I love Anne McCaffrey and Mercedes Lackey, especially together in The Ship Who Searched, and I love Firefly, and I liked a lot of the Star Wars movies, probably a majority of the Star Wars movies, and I love Star Trek. Like, any Star Trek except Enterprise that I've watched, I've really enjoyed. I just don't like Scott Bakula. I think Scott Bakula is a tool. Anyway, that aside, because I realize I'm in a very vocal minority there, but I just don't like Scott Bakula. But I love sci-fi. I want to read more sci-fi. I used to read a lot of sci-fi as a kid, and I'm like, ooh, sci-fi, and it's by a female author. The science fiction genre was invented by a woman, Mary Shelley, and it's like, okay, let's give this a go. Let's see where it goes. Let's see where it takes me. Let's go on this adventure together. And I was just kind of dragged along. Like, okay, Rosemary has a hidden identity. It's revealed. And it's like, oh, okay, moving on. Yeah, you felt hurt, but blah, 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 blah. Is how it's waved off by another character that she also lied to. She's lying to everybody about who she is and what she's about and all this, that, and the other. And a lot of them know that she's lying in this too large cast. I was like, oh, what's going to happen when they reveal it? That's going to be so cool. And it was just kind of like, oh, okay, awesome. Moving on. I hate giving books bad reviews. I really, really do. I've come across quite a few clunkers lately, and this is one of them. This is a 2-star book for me. Like, it didn't have enough of what I wanted and too much of stuff that it shouldn't have had. It had way too much telling and not enough showing. It was way too regimented and not organic enough in the storytelling. Like, drop me in, let me explore the world with the character. Don't have... It was like a bad RPG video game, where you come across a character and they're like, hi, I'm the tutorial bot. And you're like, oh, okay, tutorial bot, show me how to play the game. Except it's not a game. It's a book. My actions don't impact the story. So let me unfold it organically. Give me that. And have you read The Long Way to a Small Empty Planet? Did you enjoy it? Am I missing something? Please tell me. Is the second book better? Is Wayfarers 2 better? If you say it is, I will read it. Please tell me in the comments down below. Tell me something I should read next that you think I'll like. A good sci-fi book that you absolutely love that I should read next. Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.